Well, hello, everybody. I hope that you are having an amazing week. I hope you're primed up for an incredible Friday and weekend. This is Jay Johnson. I own and operate J2 Servant Leadership. I'm an executive coach, a motivational speaker. I spend a lot of my time inside organizations helping them be more effective. And it has been a long time since I've joined you in this space, but I have lined up an incredible human being, a dear friend, somebody who's an incredible business owner and entrepreneur. And I'm looking forward to just introducing him to all of you. And if you are so inclined, if you will authorize StreamYard to allow your comments to be seen while I'm broadcasting and interviewing and talking with Clint Blundon from Payroll Vault, you'll be able to post a comment. You can ask questions, and we'll take them live while we're doing this, and we'll let Clint provide an answer or at least capture information so he can circle back to you and provide you answers to questions that maybe you have. So thanks for being here. I'm going to begin doing more of these. If you are a business owner, business professional that would like to connect over one of these interviews, shoot me a note, okay? Because I love promoting people whose brand I know, those that I like, and those that I trust. So, again, if we're connected in some way, probably you're a good person and probably you're somebody I trust. So reach out, let me know. But I'm going to bring in now our guest for today, Mr. Clint Blundon. Clint, can you hear me okay?
I can, Jay.
Man, this is good stuff, Clint. So I'm excited. I've been looking forward to doing this. You and I have talked about this. I'm willing to bet it's been 6 months or longer that we've discussed getting together in this time and space. So I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, and thank you, Jay. And I'll tell you that it's my fault, candidly, that with my schedule here lately, that we haven't been able to link up. But I certainly appreciate your stick-to-itiveness and your confidence in me and bringing me on to talk a little bit about Payroll Vault today.
Yeah, I'm excited. And so I'm going to ask you some questions here in a little bit, Clint, just to draw out, some of who you are, what you do, what you can provide, and how you serve people. So very much looking forward to that. But I first want to start just by saying to everyone, Clint is not a casual friend. He's somebody that I know professionally, have spent many, many hours in the room with personally. I know him and his family. He's got an amazing wife, Lisa. Clint's a former Army officer. He's done a lot of things in his past. His wife is an educator. But Clint, this is good, and I believe in your product, and I believe in what you do. So I see we do have someone watching. We should have some other people joining in. But Clint, how about this? What if we start with just you giving a little bit of an overview of Payroll Vault? What does Payroll Vault do?
Yeah, so Jay, Payroll Vault is a boutique-style, full-service payroll operation that's specifically designed and set up to serve the small business community. The primary product, of course, is payroll. Obviously, it's in the name. But there's an underlying importance or priority there, and that's compliance. Our goal is to keep small businesses in compliance with the IRS and make sure that our clients don't get letters and phone calls that tell them they owe more money.
Yeah, listen, I, as a small business owner, Clint, you know this about me already. Uh, there are times that I have to expand my operation. I do have team members around me, contract employees, 1099 employees, but I'm constantly, trying to stay on top of all these things. And yet, this is something you and your company, your business have expertise in. And I'm a firm believer that there are things that only we can do, and then things that someone else can do. I've heard John Maxwell say things someone else can do 80% more effective than us.
Yeah.
Divest that. Let them do that so that we can do the 20% of the things that only we can do. So
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think there's a tremendous need.
Yeah, another way of saying kind of the same thing is, what I tell small businesses when I sit down and talk with them is you'd rather work on your business than in your business. And payroll is one of those red tasks, right? It's an administrative task. that we do well, and some small businesses do well themselves, but the statistics show that about twice as many do-it-yourselfers out there are making payroll errors that cost them money. So outsourcing is a good solution.
I love it. Yes, sir. So can you expand a little bit, Clint? Let's stay there just for a minute. You gave a little bit of an overview. You talked about being boutique. Can you go into maybe a little more specifics around products and services, or what somebody could expect if they're just wanting to do an exploratory session with you to determine if your products and services are right for them and their business? Can you talk about what some of that looks like?
Yeah, it's a great question. We call that at Payroll Vault a payroll checkup. And I take that maybe to another level, and I call it a small business checkup because I talk more to clients about payroll and other services, other partners that I bring to the table. But payroll processing essentially, obviously, it's paying employees, but the blocking and tackling, or the meat and potatoes of payroll processing, is also paying taxes and reporting on payroll taxes. That's the core of what we do. We also have some other ancillary services we provide because they kind of go hand in glove with payroll, like HR compliance, employee handbooks, access to documents, access to legal support, background checks, merchant account services. Those are the kinds of things that, again, tangent services that we offer. But I'll tell you, Jay, the most important thing that I think that we bring to the table when we sit down and talk to clients is access to our network. When I'm talking to a client and they ask me a question, I almost, I know it's a little cliche, but I consider myself a consultant. They'll say, this is what I'm having an issue with. And you brought up, teams and leadership challenges. Well, you know what? I've got a guy. I know a guy who does that. So, and his name's Jay Johnson. He's pretty darn good at it.
Yeah, you're very kind, Clint. Look, when I tell people that I surround myself with amazing people, I mean, I count you in that circle as well. So thanks for the
Thank you.
kind words. And, the thing that I think I've learned about you and your business in particular, Clint, is you talk about access to a network. I may be jumping a little ahead because I want to ask you other things, but this is what's weighed on my heart. When people bring you on board to help them with their payroll and HR needs, as you've described, they get someone readily available and accessible. I mean, you're local here in the San Antonio area. You and I operate in some groups in and around the San Antonio area. But can you just talk about the accessibility? How you really strive to deliver exceptional customer service?
It's really what I'm obsessed about, and my family will tell you that. When I get messages at 8 o'clock at night, I'm responding to them. Now, I prefer not to get messages at 8 o'clock at night, to be candid with you. But look, sometimes things happen, and sometimes they happen at 8 o'clock at night, and I need to help my clients get there. So that you touched on it. You can look at, touch, and feel my service on a daily basis. High touch service, no doubt about it. And no phone trees, no waiting 2 days to get a reply to something. When you have a payroll issue or you're looking to onboard payroll service with me, it happens quickly. So, and small businesses, they kind of get shoved aside by the larger big box brands and the software companies. I am a small business, so I understand the pain points and I understand the importance of this very important outsourced service.
Yeah, and I agree with everything I just heard you say. And I'm just going to declare, when he talks about getting some late night messages, it's probably me. You know, it's probably me. Yeah, it's probably me reaching out. But just to be fair, everything he said has exactly been my experience. He's very responsive. He's going to take the time, patiently listen. This is what you've done for me, and I'm just describing this to others, and then be a problem solver, Clint. So I love and value you tremendously. I know that's who you are. You use the word obsessed about this, and I love that because your passion comes through when I talk to you. And I just want to pause here real quick and just say, I see we've got some people watching in right now live. Post a comment. Tell me where you're at as you're watching this. Drop your name. Say, I'm watching from wherever you're at. But I'm here with Clint Blundon from Payroll Vault here in the San Antonio area, an incredible professional, and just taking the time to let him share a little bit about his products and services. So if you're watching, say hello. Hey, Clint, what do you love? Maybe this has already been touched on. What do you love about what you do?
Yeah. So I'll answer that with a question. And the question is this: what's not to love about working with small businesses? Seriously. I mean, you know, it's often said that the economic engine of our country is small business, but it proves out, right? 45%, give or take, of our economic activity comes from small business. 90 plus percent of the businesses out there, 500 employees or less, are small businesses. I love sitting down and talking to small businesses about their issues. And, it's not, like I said earlier, it's not just about payroll. I'm not there to sell them anything. Obviously, I'm in the payroll business, so I want payroll customers and more clients. But what I really want to do is I want to help people. And again, often overused maybe that what do you wake up and look forward to every day? I do look forward to helping people.
Yeah, that's again, a little cliche now on my part because I've said it several times. But Clint, that's who I've known you to be from the get go. You and I met, and now I mentioned that we're in several groups together, so we do spend a lot of time together, and that's who I always see you to be. It's how I see you respond to others. I want people to understand that it's not just value that you and I have in our personal friendship and relationship. This is Clint Blundon, the man that I've gotten to know. So I love that a lot. How about this question, Clint? If you were to think about your diverse portfolio of businesses that you support, I know you can help anyone. I know that's true.
Mhm.
Would you say, though, that there may be some industries that tend to really connect well with what you bring, do, and you complement each other?
The great thing, there's certainly a yes answer to that. But the great thing about payroll is we're kind of industry agnostic. We can serve, I've got insurance clients, I've got restaurants, I've got the single member LLC and S Corp where their accountant said, you're making too much money, you need to start paying yourself and paying payroll taxes. So it's really all over the map for me, Jay. I will tell you, though, that there are some synergistic industries for me that not only can I help them with payroll, but we can help one another. I'm in the finance and accounting industry. That's under the payroll, or I'm sorry, the accounting umbrella. So accountants and bookkeepers are important clients and referral partners for me. Staffing companies, attorneys, and so forth. Those are great industries for me to serve, and for them to serve me as well as a payroll client.
That makes sense, and I loved your use of the word synergy. So again, you didn't rule anyone out. I know you've got a very diverse portfolio of clients and customers you serve. Nonprofit, Clint? You have
Sure,
any nonprofit that you
absolutely.
can support? So for-profit, nonprofit, small business, yes?
Small business is the focus, Jay. That's our wheelhouse, if you will.
How about if it, but what's the max size, Clint? Is there a max size? Can you do something as large as, I'm going to say, a Fortune 100, assuming that that's a really big company, or is there a max size that you really say, hey, this is a sweet spot that we probably don't want to exceed?
Yeah, Fortune 100, when you're talking about thousands of employees, that's probably outside the scope of what we would serve. But it does lead me to another quick subject, if I may, and that's
Of
that
course.
we just in fact, it was last week where we implemented our first wave to our new software platform, iSolved. And to your very insightful point, it does give us a capability above and beyond what we had before. So, if we're looking at a client that has 150 employees, that's a much easier process for us now. And more importantly, it's better for our client because it gives them an adaptive experience that allows them, irrespective of the device that they're on, whether it's a handheld device, tablet, or internet portal, the same client experience. And we've got a lot rave reviews, frankly, with iSolved.
I love actually hearing that consistency matters.
It does.
I firmly believe, but I don't want anyone listening because again, I've sat with you and had conversations and feel like I have at least a more than a basic understanding of what you're doing. I don't want anyone to take away from consistent when they hear application and believe that it's cookie cut, meaning that everybody has to operate in this very defined scope. You've got the ability to really tailor it to their specific needs. True?
Very true. I mean, there are some constants and in what we do, and payroll is kind of a cyclical thing, but we tailor our product to the client, and we offer flexibility to the client. I always tell folks when I'm sitting down and talking to them, I'm going to give you as much control as you want. Some of them don't want a lot of control, but some of them do. They want to get in there. They want to manage their workforce with, PTO. They want to put in bonuses. And then I go in and I verify everything and run the payroll. So, and then I have other clients that they're like, hey, I don't want anything to do with that. Just run my payroll. So it's all over the map, quite frankly. And we'll do it whatever way the client wants to do it.
Yeah, I think it's important that people understand that. So I'm glad that just kind of organically came out and what we're talking about, Clint. And this is what was weighed on my heart again just now is let's say somebody wants to just compare. Maybe they have some other provider, and we're not looking to pass judgment on anyone else, right? I think information is power. If somebody's just wanting to have a conversation with you to compare their existing service with perhaps what you can do for them, is that something that you're open to, willing to do an assessment over?
Yeah, 100%. I'd love to sit down and talk with anyone about their payroll. And again, it's not selling them. I don't want to have to sell my service. I want to sit down and understand, maybe the pain points that a potential client's having with their current provider. And I can, I can run numbers for them. I can quote it for them. I can also, do a demo of our new software. And then the power is in their hands. They can look at it and say, yeah, this is for me or it's not. And even if it's not, I've made a friend that day, I've made a contact, and we'll stay in touch. And maybe sometime down the road, I'll be able to help them.
I love that a lot, Clint. I really do. And I think that's the value in having someone like you and your business Payroll Vault accessible, right? That if a question, no matter when it arises, someone they can turn to. I put your information up. I know you can see it too. I'm just going to encourage those of you that have been watching this interview, and if you're watching this even as a recording at a later date, hit Clint's contact information below is a fantastic way to reach him. You've got his phone number, you've got his website. I encourage everyone to go out to his website, give it a look, see how robust the services and the products are. And then I really encourage you to make a phone call and say to Clint, hey, Clint, I saw you and Jay in an interview. You talked about just sitting down and having a conversation with me and reviewing where we are in our business, and let Clint just assess and let you know what he can do for you. And what you heard him say is you're not going to get a pushy sales pitch. Clint is a straight shooter. He's someone who's going to tell you, hey, you've got something really good. Or he may say, I don't know if you're aware of this, but here's a few gaps. Here's some risk that maybe you're taking, or here's some ways that we can help you save money. And let's be honest, where we're at in the world right now with inflation and so many things out of control, the one things we can't afford to do is waste money or time. Hey, Clint, as we start to kind of wrap up here, me being a prior Air Force guy, you've heard me say this many times, as we get ready to land the plane. Mm-hmm. Anything else that you would like people to know and take away about you and your business?
Yeah, first of all, I really appreciate the opportunity to come on here today and answer some questions. The takeaway is I'm a small business and I'm here to help. Truly, I don't want to sell you anything. In fact, as you alluded to, Jay, I've told people when I've sat down with them, hey, you have a pretty good deal right now. You have a pretty good thing going. I'd keep what you have. Let me put you on my newsletter list. You can get my newsletter every month, get some compliance tips, and maybe someday down the road, you'll be ready for a service like mine. But yeah, I'm here. I'm in the community. I'm obsessed with service, and I stand ready to help for sure.
I love that. And so I'm going to call it out one more time. I receive Clint's newsletter, and when he said some compliance tips, he is a wealth of knowledge. And he does in his newsletter, he provides not only introductions to other things out there that he think may serve you in a meaningful way, but he shares tips and tricks and insightful information to help you be effective. Clint, I really appreciate you and your time.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you very much. And again, my apologies for it taking this long to get together, but it's been a great time.
Yeah, no apology necessary. And I know this, Clint, it's not going to be the last time that you and I gather in this space just to share information, continue to keep what you do and provide to businesses, keep it in their awareness. There's value in this. And it's why I alluded to earlier. There are things that only we can do. And as business people, I need to be focused on only those things I can do. And then I have people like you that I fully trust to take care of me with the expertise and specialization that you bring along, Clint. So thank you for taking time out today. I'm going to let you go. Stay put backstage if you don't mind, and I'll just close out.
Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Okay, you too, Clint. Well, there you go, everybody. An incredible individual, Clint Blundon with Payroll Vault. His information is still scrolling along the bottom of the screen. I hope you found value in this brief interview. I really encourage you to reach out to Clint. Thanks for watching. And again, if you are a business owner, if you're somebody in my circle of trust, and you would like to talk about an opportunity to get together to do a brief interview like this, just know that I'd love to serve you. Again, I hope you all have an amazing weekend, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye for now.